A little bit more writing today. I spent about an hour and a half getting to this point yesterday, and I feel like that was pretty slow. But I think everything's going to pick up considerably today. Let's let's get everything set up. Sometimes the beginning of this process has a few little stutters as I kind of work out what I want to do. But hoping everybody can see things well enough, I wonder if I can reposition the mix here, or the way way everything looks. Let's see, sound levels. Da 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 da. Display audio. Do you hear okay when I play this? I'm hoping you hear that okay. Seems like it should be all right. I don't think I need to have this so close though. Maybe down here or something like that should pick it up okay. Let me know if you're not hearing me well. Plug some stuff in to get it charging, and we will be off and running. Okay, so I am. So I'm writing room 406. Or I'm sorry, 406. It's different too. Room 608 rather, and it's Horace Silver tune. Bebop, hard bop kind of vibe. It's really just a straight bebop tune with a sort of rhythm changes, and I've the bridge is slightly different, but I've reharmed it a little bit on the way in, and this is what we've got right now. I've just got the lead line, no syllables or anything, but I did work out what changes we want to use. Wrote some stuff down for a few little hits that I'd like to catch in the rhythm section, during the head, and then wrote the vocal parts for an intro, and might as well flesh that out and get the rest going here. So let me write the bass part. So imagine kicking this off. So this is straight eights, going to be sort of a funky backbeat rock groove thing that will go into the swing at the bridge, and I'm thinking possibly the solo section. Seems like it makes sense with this, and then we'll come out of it, do some, if I don't know, backgrounds. We'll probably have some solo backgrounds like usual, but then I'll write some sort of a solo section that goes probably back into the original funk. That's at least what I'm thinking now. I'm one to definitely change my mind on those sorts of things as we go, though. Anyway, for anybody, as I always say, anybody who wants to, chat as we're going and stuff, please feel free to chat in the chat box up above. I think it wants you to sign up for a free account to do that. So if you're willing to do that, that's awesome. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, if you tweet at me or do a Facebook comment on this post or something, I may be able to track that down. But it might be a little bit challenging. I'll just check in once in a while for tweets, but I'm not sure exactly how quickly I'll notice it. Anyway, that's how to interact if you want to. But if you'd like to just lurk and watch, you are totally welcome to do that. That's probably what I would do. So let me write a bass part. Let's see. So just give him these. Oh, let's take this up the octave. Beep. So that it resolves down. Let's go down, down, down. To bam, 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 bam. Let's do. I'm just gonna add a couple extra notes in here and there, like big bump. Aside from where the notes change, just to provide a little bit of rhythmic support. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Ba, 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 da. Da, da. Yeah, so that should be okay. And kind of working a little bit left to right as I go along. I do find that that practice can sort of help me. You know, if I go back and I sort of finish sections, that is a bit of procrastination in a way from doing creative work, but also it allows me to sort of go into mind wandering mode. So oftentimes I will clean up the earlier parts of the chart that I've already written with stuff that's sort of mindless a little bit, and then I'll let the creative stuff hit when it hits. But a lot of it has to be. It's not mindless, but it's just stuff I've done a lot, and you know, like writing a piano part for the first thing. It would sure be easy to just write slashes on this chart, but I'd like to give the pianist a touch some voicings if she'd like them. I know the gal, and I think that she might appreciate that. Although I believe she reads changes well, but I'm just going to do that, and then, you know, for publishing for the future, it seems to be preferable for most folks that there are voicings written into the piano part. So that's what we'll do. So how would you start this? If you were, so I might put the I'm actually going to have the piano in kind of close position mode, doubling up here. You'll see. Yeah, not real. These aren't really standard two-hand comp style voicings, but so yeah. I don't know if that's gonna feel too heavy, but to just match here. But actually, if we do line this up, it'll make it seem a little bit more deliberate. I think it'll work out. Yeah. And then, since I know I'm doing this with my bass, go. This is pretty annoying looking. I think what I'll do is go ahead and write this up, and then. No, this is going to be, and then I'm not going to try to have it go ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm not going to have them try to play with the singers on this. I think it should work pretty well to have this ba-da-da. And then what else about the, and then I won't double the bass part. It'll just give it a little bit of looseness in the feeling there. Yeah. Yeah, this is how I write this. So I move this up the octaves so that I can write an 8 VB underneath it. That's going to have a good effect, I think. And then let's get the rest of. So. Yeah, that's okay. So geek. Short. And then a slight change. Could I just move that now? That might be hipper. Yeah, I don't know if I want to re-articulate that. So, how is that best? I guess if I tie. Oh, dummy. Why not? Gosh. Okay, so you'll notice a lot of evidence of me kind of being a little slow at interacting with Sibelius here, and it's just to do with what I've really given into in my life. Is that I'm just not. I'm not really gonna be able, I think, running the UNC Vocal Jazz program with Julia. It was really hard to write during the school year last year, so I'm taking the mindset that I won't have time. It's going to be even more intense this year as we have more students. We'll have about 25 majors in the program, and it's not going to slow down in the future. And to my knowledge, at least we're not going to intentionally slow it down that I know of. So it's going to be really a concentrated writing period in the summers, and really I've only now, the summer's been going for a while, but I went to China. It took a little while to recover from that and then get a lot of other stuff ready, and so here I am, finally ready to write. And I can tell you that the way I've got it is I have about 10 things on the commission queue at the moment, but haven't locked in things yet with some of the folks that like Curtis Gazer from Folsom and Janice Flaus, who they've been doing several charts each over the last few years. And since those aren't necessarily locked in yet for what they're going to do, but I expect that they'll do some stuff, it should be about a 20 chart summer, I'm guessing, with a few extra things. So that's about what I'm up to. I have about 15, 16 days before the next thing Julia and I are doing together, travel or whatever. And then really this is sort of my period of time where I'm going to try to get as much of this stuff actually written as possible. August, I think, should likely be, late July and August should be a recording time, really. And we can do some of that during school, but still, even that's pretty hard. Writing, though, finding blocks of times to do a thing like this, it really is very difficult to do during school, and it stresses me out. So I'm considering just sort of giving up on the notion of doing that, and moving to this new mode of kind of separating out the tasks. Okay, let's start thinking now. I want to go ahead and work left to right a bit, and then kind of think about where this should go. This is wordless vocals. So where do that? I'll write some syllables in later, but let's listen to the melody real quick. Excited about it. I think it'll actually be interesting chart. This is going to be a 4 plus, or sort of a 4.5, I think, depending on what I do right now. So I gotta let's work this out. See how much of this is going to be what all techniques will we need to use to make this singable and interesting. I'm going to start by copying everything, putting it down an octave, getting rid of the chords. And then we'll see what isn't going to be. I've used techniques. Some of the same. I'll probably end up using some of the same techniques I've used before when dealing with this bebop melody. Something like unison, sometime 2-part, maybe. Let the melody line go with some just thirds and sevenths underneath it. All kinds of possibilities here, and then of course fully voiced out 4-part chords, 3-part maybe, but let's see. Let's try to imagine this. So I don't think I want to do this whole line in this key. At least I'm pretty happy to leave. I like this key okay. It's going to work for us, but B flat rhythm changes. It's comfortable. But right away, I think right here is where I need to go into sixths. So that's what's going to happen here. Let's see. Yeah. So I think it's okay to keep this. Yeah. I like the notion of using the E flat there. I think it's a little hipper. Yeah, and then you'll see. And then you bring it into unison. So just see how these lines work together now. I need to mute these. I don't want to hear them. I may go ahead and let me just make these out of them. Do they continue to play? So then we'll get a chord here. I know that much. When we have a big hit like this, it's a good chance to give a little bit of harmony. So, and then do we keep it? Yeah, let's go back to sixths. I'm not ready to go all close harmony necessarily. So I know right now that I'm going to make this loco unison. I might need to do something. Yeah, the girls can handle it if the guys are covering with, I guess. Unless I have them, let's see. I think I'll have the girls go to melody. Yeah. I'll just write a little note melody. In italics. Yeah. Does this come up a bunch? Let's go ahead and have them learn this really nasty line in 4-part harmony, I think. Let's just do it. I just want to make sure. This is probably what the note's going to be. The guys I'm not as sure about. I think I'll use an approach technique here. See, that's the issue. I don't want to repeat it notes. So even this needs to be. And we'll do should be whole step motion. So this is an approach technique that we just used here. So basically voicing out this one and this one, the first and third notes there. You know, this fine E flat 6/9 voicing, and then this one 6, you know, with the root in it even. But then using a whole step approach, parallel approach, as Gary Lindsay would call it. Now this one, very likely, if I can find a good voicing for, if I just go ahead and do straight diminished here, what's going to happen next? It'll probably be the chromatic approach. So that, and it's actually, let's see. Yeah, no, it's definitely non-diatonic. So. What should I do with that? Yeah, that's why I think this is kind of fun, because you just build a bunch of diminished chords here. Yeah. Now this may, I mean, although this works nicely within this context, it may need to be an approach into the downbeat here. So I might have to do a different voicing. But I'm going to just write this for now. Okay. So I'm going to give it a nice jazzy feel, even though we're going to have a rock beat going here. And then what is this? Let's do this. Yeah, so actually this voicing will work okay. So actually it's not an approach technique at all. So I'd rather have these guys wind up, the basses wind up on a G rather than an F, since the F is going to be in the bass. Just a little bit hipper. Kind of clustery in that ending. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now, so this is the rock beat starts in. Okay, so this will catch them off a little bit. The rhythm section will have to really watch this and of 3 in this case, but let's get to the side. Yeah, right now, I'm just going to say right now, I just don't even want to be thinking about this as acoustic. It helps me to see this written as electric bass. God, I wouldn't even mind laying out that this needs to be, this is like piano optional. But that really, this ought to be, I think we want to make this a Rhodes. I think we want to make it a Rhodes. Rhodes synth. Yeah, I think this might be. Yeah, I'll just give it a, well, not unique color, but I'll give it a specific color, you know, sound-wise. Okay, now now that I've got that, let me write a couple bars of a sample groove. Yeah, of a sample groove in the drums. So just now, why did I do that? Oh no, because I wrote it in the wrong spot. It's actually okay. Sorry, I'm just singing my way through some drum groove essentials here just to know what I should be hearing. I think what happened? How should I do this? I'll just go ahead and do slashes and simile. Except this needs to be that. Darn it. What's going on? So, oops. So you may find it weird. I don't know that I'll always do this in this chart, in this process, but you may look at it and you say, man, you are really detailing bar 9 before you've really even thought about what the whole chart is. And I don't know that I really recommend that to everybody all the time. I think that especially young writers, I think it's better to know what you're generally planning to do beforehand. Kind of know where things are leading. I probably should follow that advice, but I also trust myself kind of to work myself out of any problems that I create by writing really left to right and kind of sort of finishing things. I'm not writing I'm writing chord symbols, right, and hits and kind of finishing rhythm section as I'm going. But that's right now because I don't necessarily know what's coming up next, and so I made a point about that a little earlier. But this is what's going on here. If you're wondering about the process a little bit, now this is where I want to write. This is where I write a simile here. I don't think I needed to do it that way, but. So I think this wants to kind of hold over. I'm going to do this again. Well, no, see, I think the key here was that this should actually be, yeah. I want to indicate, you know, so it comes back in. Hopefully that'll be enough to communicate that. Should I write float over the top? Let's have them particularly, I don't think I'll write float. Let's have them kick this and a 3 a little bit harder than you might expect. So, okay, bass line, funky bass line that's got some jazz underneath it. I'm just gonna change that just so I'm not hearing something that encourages me to write parts that aren't quite right for the instrument. Where is this again? Am I missing the word bass somewhere? Oh, it's there. It's not fretless. I don't think it's that hip. I haven't necessarily considered what the sort of reference sound would be for this tune. I just haven't necessarily gone to that work yet to say, wow, this is totally a Jocko thing or something. It isn't necessarily that, so I'm not really pigeonholing anything in particular at the moment. Just kind of winging it. I don't think I want to anticipate. Yeah, it'll be okay. I just can't do it. Yeah, so here I need to hit the downbeat. So, is that the best way to treat that? Just imagine that line, see if it flows. Seems to groove okay. If I have any dynamic moves that are real specific to, you know, if there's some musical move that I'm trying to accomplish or whatever, then I would write that at this stage. Otherwise, I'll just write the dynamics later. At the moment, you know, seems like this will be loud and all that, but yeah, I'll work it out. Actually, should I? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get the vocals doing the, I think the do stuff maybe. I think. And then, oh, that's a solo, and then, yeah, but that's fine. Because I think that'll help me if I kind of hear, if I hear the vocals against a Rhodes thing, that'll help me get the vibe right. That's fine. I mean, got it. Wait, that's an ah. Did I say ah? Ooh. I guess. Wait. Oh, that's great. Okay, good. Okay, so then if I change the keyboard to my is electric piano 1 or Rhodes? I mean, I think it's, yeah, it's as close as I'm going to get. On here, is it just electric piano 1? Because I think 2 is a real cheesy sound for him, right? Yeah, it's not super intense, not super aggressive, but I think that the contrast when it goes to swing will be useful, and a few reharm moments will sort of be paid for by the relative simplicity of going 1, 6, 2, 5 in this section. And of course, it always sounds cheesier with the with the MIDI vocals than it's eventually going to sound when we track it, I think. So let's write some voicings here for piano. Let's see. So I don't have to hit all of them on the downbeats, I think. I think it's, yeah, I think it's okay to do that we need. What's this? Let's let that do that, I think. So one issue that I think I'll try to deal with a little better on this chart with some system is going to be having it be like, maybe I may put suggested voicings in Q notation, and then let's see, the rhythmic figures that definitely need to be played for the chart's purposes. I need to give some indication. Maybe that's, but it's not going to happen down here. It's not what this really is. I'm just going to say, maybe I'll just put a little, a line over the top. What line options do I have? Looks like a repeat. I don't really like that. Should I say ink, bracket below, and just say So I'll do that. Okay. Here's the move, guys. It's going to be a new thing, but so the first instance of it, well, maybe there's some others. Yeah, there are some others at the beginning. Sorry, you guys. It's taking me a bit to think about this. How we need to indicate this. Should it be a bracket or should it just be... Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll make a note at the beginning of the part. Say, please note. Cued... What do we have here? Please note. Cued notation. The smaller Q-sized note heads indicate example rhythmic comping figures. However, full-sized note heads, figures with written with full-size note heads should be played rhythmically as written to line up with the group. I'll just say the group. I will just have that handy for later. Looks like crap now. I'll just throw it here, and then in the part I'll kind of fix it. But you know what I mean. So now what I need to do is anytime I've got the issue I'm concerned about here is I just have to work out when I have this as Q notation, which is done in Sibelius with, I think it's pretty simple. Oh, it's here. So I can write it like that, and you can see that it's cued, right? So I can groove however I want through this whole section. Problem is, I think, and I might be finding out this is not a problem. Ah, good. Okay, so the good news is, that if I write the figures first and then put these and then put the chord changes in afterward, after I've made these cues, that's going to work just fine. So even this should be cued, shouldn't it? As long, maybe if I try not to have, well, see, here's what would happen otherwise. It's going to make a cue out of that, and then do I click it and then, good. All right, so I can pretty easily uncue something. So I actually haven't dealt with that yet, but I want to leave the chord change, the chord symbol size the same. Don't want that to be smaller. All right. So that is what's happening there. Okay. So we can just have some voicings here. What if we just I'll just give definitely not that. Silly man. Okay, so it's nothing very interesting here, but that's not really the goal of this section. Yeah. And as you get to go. So that's fine, but these are going to be cued. Short hit, no 13th in there. And then this eventually is going to be, this is going to be a specific figure. Let's see how we're doing this. This will be the technique. And I'll grab these chord symbols and throw them in underneath. Yeah, that's going to work, I think. Let me write these chords and then we'll listen to what we've got at the moment. I like, when I've got folks watching, I like to play through occasionally so you can hear the progress. So should we do it? I know the rhythm, so should we do a two-hand voicing? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to switch to two-hand voicings here. Let's give these all an accent. And then let's do, man, should I do the same with the bass? Huh. Seems like I should, right? Seems like I should do the same with the bass. Just checking on notifications. Nope. Okay. And just checking here. And nope. Okay, cool. All right. Just made a post congratulating a friend. He's moving on to a new job, and I've got Facebook open, so we're going to keep hearing those notifications as people congratulate my friend. First world problems. Oh, no. Why did I... yeah, this is specific. But this will not be, and actually neither is this, so I can say, and then the trick's going to be selecting just the chord symbols and then taking it into Q. So actually, yeah, totally. I can copy this, put it down here for the bass. Yeah, man, I think this will be a new thing for next year's charts. Maybe I can rewrite some of the old ones. It's not too bad actually, but it's good to be able to indicate that. I think like this note would be extra in a way, but I'll leave it just because it's a part of a figure that I need played exactly right rhythmically. So all that at the beginning needs to be right, and then we're grooving. So this is just an example. I mean, this lines up, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it's not a part of a specific thing that needs to be lined up, that and 4. So again, the move, I've made it all small, but I want those chord symbols bigger again, so I Shift Alt Command K to choose just the chord symbols, and then I undo that, essentially. I mean, it probably is the easiest way. Well, there's probably a step that's a little easier, but I don't want to learn another hotkey, the one that chooses just the notes. I know that's a thing, but it's not something I really want to worry about. All right. Tool. It's a tool. Cool. All right. Top. Similar here, except this time, of course, we're just going back to calling this groove, steal this, and I'm going to steal some of this actually, and diggity get ink. Just so to keep reiterating, I'm gonna think aloud here about the process. Just the whole process is daunting. Writing a chart is scary, daunting. For me, it's something I do many times a year, and it's a really important part of my life, which actually, and livelihood and everything, which and there are sort of expectations, just because I've written a lot of charts, and sometimes people have liked them in the past, right? So I feel, so I do feel some pressure when I do these things, and I put this out to the public, so that you know that this is not unusual, even if you've done it for a bit. But the way I kind of get through it is to just get started on something. So I look for something in the chart that I know I can do. Very often I find creative solutions coming out in real time when I've just kind of got myself started, and I think I'm not doing anything creative, and then I wind up sort of accidentally doing it. Instead of saying, please be creative now, think of an interesting idea. In a meta sense now, talking through it, of course, is procrastinating in a way. But I can, but I know that I'll get there because I've done this in the past. So I approach a chart like this every single time, no matter what it is, really. There's a few cases where I'm like, I know exactly what to do with that, and I just tear through the chart. But many times this part of the process can slow me down. Just so you know, no, I haven't done anything with the vocals up here yet, but I'm gonna in a second. All I know is that everything can pretty much be the same except the last bar. So I'm gonna move it over and see if I'm right about that. That's just, I mean, this is the same figures, but I haven't yet voiced anything. Bass part that to this bit, something happens there. So I know that much. Let's write some piano. That's a specific figure. All this stays. I can write put the changes in. So again, I'm looking for stuff that I know. Like I definitely know what I need to do. But as I look ahead and see what else needs to be done, I don't yet know what voicings I'm going to use. I'll figure it out in a second. Now I'm ready. Okay. But in the meantime, I kind of go back and do the things that are super obvious. Okay. So. That's right. So I'm going to have a part here that's going to seem to, be prescribed. Oh yeah, what I'm going to actually end up writing some different voicings on this section because I've kind of opened the doors to two-hand comping. So because of that, let me back up. This now is allowing myself to take a little bit more time in a case where I kind of was happy to push ahead, but I've just gone. So I really do need to give some open voicings here, just to change the color. I'll fix that. Maybe change the rhythms a little bit that I'm suggesting. Again, these are just going to be suggestions, and this is what I'll ultimately do with these. I'm not going to do it every single one. Well, I may do it. Say I'm not, but I'm going to do the same rhythms for the most part. Maybe change if something's long or short. So. style. I think I'll change this up. Beep. Can just go along here. So remember, not forget. I'm gonna go back and do that later. So. Interesting. My sustain pedal's not working at the moment, and I'm just wondering. Hello, hi, hello. If I pull that out. Yep, there it is. Sorry. UNC Greeley Jazz Festival. What year is this? 2015? Last year's? I like the shirt from that year. The purple ones. It looks nice. Okay, so really? I mean, I don't know. It's useful to me to have some sustain. Crud. Oh god, have I like lost my sustain pedal? That's damn. Yeah, right. Shoot. I'm gonna restart my piano. Maybe time for a new piano, you guys. I'm getting close. This old Korg has made it a while, but I have been thinking about splurging for a stage 2 or something in Nord. Wow, it's as if like just like shuffled off this mortal coil here. Seems like I have another. This is important. I'll be right back. 1 minute break. Coming back, I promise. Okay, I'm going to look one more time for a pedal that I can use. This one seems to have just broken down. This one might work. I think I might have found one. We'll see. And if it's the pedal interface on this, then that'll be my excuse. Nope. It works. All right, I was gonna say that'll be my excuse to buy a new keyboard, but it worked. No new keyboard for me. Very good. We've got some folks mowing the lawn, and the last dude that came through for them mowed it super short and killed some grass, and so we've been working on fixing that, and I just heard him mowing, so while I was out there you hear that? I had to catch the dude and say, hey, can you mow it a little higher? He said, no, we fired that dude. He screwed up a lot of people's lawns, so don't worry about it. So that's good to know. Maybe that'll be a free week or something. That's super first world. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just literally allergies, man. And this is kind of a big lawn, and I can't do. Okay, anyway, moving on. Let me go ahead and do some stuff. So yeah, I should now have. I got some sustain, which just helps me a little as I'm holding on a voicing and want to play some, that kind of thing. So I need to have that. What have I just done? Okay, so I was stopping right in this piano part. So I'm so curious, for anybody watching live, what you do while you're watching, because I don't know that I would watch like super focused, and when I split, I'd probably have Reddit open or Facebook or be walking around and then come in and check on it. How's the chart coming? That's what I would do if it were. I mean, for me, I'm just curious if anybody's like totally riveted taking notes. I just doubt it, but that'd be awesome. It's fine. Whatever helps or is interesting. But it seems dry enough that I wouldn't have the attention span for it. So let's just put this right on 3 this time. Pretty straight. I'm making only really straight ahead Mantoofian chordal voicings. Mantoofian. Let's do something interesting here. This will need to be full size. This will not. So I will unfull size it, and then I know I can leave this. So I'm going to see if I can come up with voicing out of a 13 sharp 11 voicing. That sounds good. So I'll kind of go back to two-hand tertian. Good, and it'll go back to not B. I think I can get away with that. So. Should I even call it that? I'm not gonna change the chord or the chord symbol, but here. I will go ahead and write in that I'm doing flat 9 because alterations are pretty important. So indicate. So let's see. Just 2 notes and then 2 on the bottom. And then that can be all smaller. Oh yeah, let's see. Let's do it. We'll just kind of change this up. Put this on an upbeat. sort of prepare the left hand for getting out of the way of this closed position boogie. And call all of this small, except we'd figured out that, which we don't make small. Okay. Oh, that can't be right. I don't think that's the right melody. Let's listen, friends. Here's the That's actually a little different. Probably a better way to write that. Okay. This is, I'm just going to deal with this because I have an idea for how to handle this. So this, I think, should pretty clearly indicate it. Plus, we'll just make sure that we'll make sure it's right on the demo recording, in terms of where it goes to the swing figure here. Okay. Yeah, I still have to go back and write some stuff in here, but let's see. Let's have him play. Let's have him play. Let's make this mandatory. And this is not. Ooh, this is. And then we'll just gotta figure this out. Okay, 1, 2, and then an octave, please. This chart, I'm gonna try to write too many things with super low ledger lines. So in this case, I'm just gonna do another 8VB. Well, I'm gonna have to take a break. Life happened. Yeah, it was folks working on our yard, and we have something wrong with one of our sprinklers. It's a huge sinkhole in the front yard, and so I'm gonna have to call somebody and start working on that. So anyway, here's where we leave it for right now. on room 608, and I will be coming back a little later. So if you're interested in watching some more, definitely follow that Twitter. I might just make a comment on the Facebook. I don't know what to do. Yikes. Oh man. All right. Anyway, here's what the chart is. You can see what's happening with it. We'll keep moving. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.